You've probably heard that zinc boosts testosterone. Maybe you're already taking it. Maybe you're thinking about it. But here's the question nobody is asking. Even if zinc does raise your testosterone, does that actually change what happens in the bedroom? Because those are two very different things. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what zinc does and doesn't do to your sex drive, your erections, and your testosterone levels. And there's one thing zinc does that most men completely overlook, and it has nothing to do with hormones. Zinc is a trace mineral, meaning your body needs it in small amounts, but what it does with that small amount is massive. It's involved in over 300 enzyme reactions. It runs your immune system, your cell repair, your protein synthesis. But for men specifically, zinc concentrates in one place more than anywhere else in the body. The testes. That's not a coincidence. And that's where the testosterone story starts. Here's how zinc connects to testosterone. Your testes contain Leydig cells. These are the cells that actually produce testosterone. Zinc is required for those cells to function. Without adequate zinc, Leydig cells slow down, and your testosterone production drops with them. There's a well-known study, Prasad et al., published in the journal Nutrition, where healthy young men were put on a zinc-restricted diet for 20 weeks. Their testosterone dropped by 75%. 75%. From a mineral deficiency. In just 20 weeks. And when older men with low zinc were given zinc supplements, their testosterone levels nearly doubled. So yes, zinc increases testosterone. But only if you're deficient. If your zinc levels are already normal, supplementing more won't push your testosterone above its natural ceiling. Zinc is a deficiency corrector, not a testosterone maximizer. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because testosterone is only part of the story. Testosterone is your primary driver of libido, your desire, your drive, your motivation for sex. When zinc deficiency drops your testosterone, libido follows. Men with low zinc report lower sex drive, reduced motivation, and less interest in initiating. Correcting that deficiency, bringing testosterone back up, tends to bring the drive back with it. But there's a second mechanism. And this one goes directly to erection quality. Your erections depend on blood flow. Specifically, on a molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscle in your penile arteries. That relaxation is what allows blood to rush in and create an erection. Zinc-dependent enzymes produce nitric oxide. Low zinc, less nitric oxide, less vasodilation, weaker erections. This means zinc affects erection quality through a completely separate pathway from testosterone. Even if your testosterone is fine, zinc deficiency can still impair the blood flow mechanism that your erections depend on. So here's the thing most men overlook about zinc, and this is what I mentioned at the start. It's not just about hormones. Zinc affects the physical plumbing. The nitric oxide pathway. The blood flow that makes erections possible. That's why men with low zinc often notice issues with erection quality even when their testosterone blood work looks acceptable. 2 problems. 1. Mineral deficiency. Now before I get to dosage and who actually needs to supplement, there's one more thing you need to know about zinc. Because zinc doesn't just affect testosterone. It affects what your body does with testosterone after it's produced. Testosterone doesn't stay as testosterone. Your body converts some of it into other hormones. One conversion path is into DHT, dihydrotestosterone. DHT is significantly more potent than testosterone at the androgen receptor. It's the hormone most associated with libido, aggression, and sexual function at the tissue level. Zinc plays a role in that conversion pathway. There's also the aromatase enzyme, which converts testosterone into estrogen. High aromatase activity means more of your testosterone is being converted away from what you want. Zinc has demonstrated aromatase inhibiting effects, meaning it may help protect your testosterone from being converted to estrogen. I've covered the DHT connection in depth in another video. The link will be in the description and I'll card it at the end, because if you're interested in zinc for sexual health, the DHT angle is something you need to understand separately. So who actually needs to think about zinc supplementation? Men over 35. As you age, zinc absorption decreases even if your diet hasn't changed. Men who train hard. You lose zinc through sweat. If you're lifting regularly or doing intense cardio, your zinc demand is higher than a sedentary man. Men eating plant-heavy diets. Zinc from plant sources, phytates in grains and legumes, is significantly less bioavailable than zinc from animal sources. Men with poor gut health. Zinc absorption depends on gut function. Digestive issues directly reduce how much zinc you actually absorb from food. The RDA for zinc is 11 mg per day for adult men. That's the floor, the amount needed to prevent deficiency, not to optimize. Studies showing sexual health and testosterone benefits used doses between 25 and 45 mg daily. Don't go above 40 mg long-term without monitoring, because high-dose zinc competes with copper absorption and can create a secondary deficiency. For form, zinc picolinate and zinc bisglycinate are the highest bioavailability options. Zinc oxide, which is what you'll find in cheap supplements, is the least absorbed. And always take zinc with food on an empty stomach. Higher doses cause nausea. Let me bring this together. Zinc increases testosterone, but only if you're deficient. It's a corrector, not a booster. It also supports erection quality directly through the nitric oxide pathway, independent of testosterone. And it may help protect your testosterone from being converted away through the aromatase pathway. If you're over 35, train regularly, or eat a mostly plant-based diet, your zinc levels are worth checking. If you found this useful, subscribe. This channel doesn't show up in people's recommendations the way fitness or gaming channels do. Most men who watch find it through search, and they're usually glad they did. I also put together a free guide, the Morning Wood Stack, that covers the core supplement protocol for erection quality and morning testosterone support. The link is in the description. And if you want to go deeper on zinc, specifically how it connects to DHT and what that means for libido at the tissue level, that video is right here.